Hi, everyone. This is Marcia Bench, and I want to welcome you to our series of interviews with purposeful entrepreneurs. And I'm going to introduce a very special guest to you in just a moment. This is another installment in our series of interviews with purposeful entrepreneurs that have followed their life purpose in their business, and as well as in their personal life, and provide great role models for us to follow. If you want to see more of our series and find out how to brand your purpose, generate more clients, cash, and increase consciousness, please visit purposefulbranding.com today. My guest today is Alexis Neely. She is America's favorite lawyer, an outside-the-box business and life coach, and the intrepid mompreneur. A savvy, forward-thinking businesswoman, Alexis has built $2 million businesses and sold one of them. And today is the CEO and founder of the Family Wealth Planning Institute. She's revolutionizing the way legal services are provided to families and small business owners. She's the best-selling author of Wear Clean Underwear, a fast, fun, friendly, and essential guide to legal planning for busy parents, and a regular legal commentator on CNBC, Fox, CNN, and Better TV. You might have also seen her on the Today Show and other national media. Welcome, Alexis.
Thank you, Marcia. It's great to be here.
I really appreciate your time today and looking forward to sharing your story with our listeners. So,
thank you.
I know you've got a lot of great aspects to your story that we could focus on, but why don't you just talk a little bit about how you got started professionally?
Sure. I graduated from law school in 1999 and went to clerk for a judge for a year and then started at a big law firm in Los Angeles. And, I was 26 years old. I had a stay-at-home dad as a husband and a baby. My daughter had been born the year before while I was clerking for a judge. And I thought, okay, I'm here. Great. I made it. And it was a big disappointment then when I found out that where I had made it was not where I wanted to go at all. And really scary because here I was collecting a six-figure paycheck. I wasn't keeping hardly any of it after taxes and spending all the money we had on our baby. And I didn't know what to do. I felt really lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to make the best of it. I decided, well, I'm not a victim here. I'm going to make the best of the situation, and I'm going to go out and start trying to find my own clients in the law firm. And so I attended a women's networking event in the community that I lived in. And remember, I took out this little business card-sized ad, which was literally just my business card.
Right.
And I went to the event, and I heard this woman speaking. And what she was speaking about was how much she loved her life, how she worked from home. She loved her clients. She had her children there with her child. And it opened up this possibility for me that I didn't really realize was possible, that I actually could create my own life the way I wanted it to be, that I didn't have to just live the default life. And that was a big revelation for me. And her talk was about branding, and she had written a book about branding. So I decided to buy the book, not because I cared about the branding aspect of what she was saying, but because I wanted to learn her secrets. How does she have this life? How does she have this great life? And can I have it too?
Mm-hmm.
So I bought her book, and first thing I did was read the acknowledgments in the book. And in it, she thanked a coach that she worked with. And that was kind of cool because I had been kind of considering maybe I needed to work with a coach, but I was still very much a know-it-all lawyer and thought, this was 10 years ago when coaching, was not what it is today. And I thought, I'm too smart for a coach. I went to law school, and I graduated first in my class from law school. I don't need no stinking coach. What's a coach going to do for me, right? But then I looked at my life, and I looked at her life, and I said, here's this woman who has a great life, and she worked with a coach, and my life really sucks. So maybe I should get a little less smart and work with this coach. So I ended up working with this coach and changed my life completely and totally. Helped me realize that I could create life on my own terms, that I had to start taking care of myself and stop just focusing on everybody else and really start doing like basic self-care things like going to the dentist and getting my hair cut and getting a pedicure and things that I just never done for myself before. And it helped me begin to realize that I could live a life on purpose, a purposeful life, a life that really felt compelling to me, as opposed to, again, just the default. And so within a short time, by 2003, I ended up leaving the security of the six-figure paycheck and starting my own law firm. By that point, I had 2 kids at home, a 3.5-year-old and a baby, and my husband was still staying at home with them. Mm-hmm. And I started my own law firm and set out to build it in a radically new way and not build it based on what I was very quick to discover was a broken business model that most lawyers have in place, but instead on a business model that was focused on really being able to serve my clients by not just putting in place documents for them that wouldn't work when something happened, but instead really counseling them for their lifetime. Now, that didn't happen overnight. But really over a period of about 3 years, I built this law firm. It became $1 million business on a radically new business model. And then I began to teach that to other lawyers. And all the way through, this was completely driven by this sense of purpose, this sense of something bigger than me. And that really pulled me through a lot of really rough spots because I don't think I could have done it just for myself. It had to be in service of something bigger.
So when you began working with the coach, was that the first time in your life that you really looked at the issue of purpose and the fact that you had one and could express that through your work?
Yeah, I don't even know if I really consciously looked at it with that coach specifically. That coach specifically, that first coach that I worked with, she really helped me realize that I needed to take care of myself. She helped me see the personal self-care was necessary. And by doing that, I was able to open up to seeing things that I hadn't seen before. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the first time that I was really, and she also did help me see that in my nature, I was an entrepreneur. Uh-huh. And then once I became an entrepreneur and started my own business, and I started it really based on the default model of the way lawyers serve clients. I was, bringing clients in and creating legal documents for them. But that didn't feel good to me. And I began to work with another coach specifically in the legal industry. And he was really the first one that began to help me see this idea of purpose, like, oh, maybe I could be on purpose. And actually the first time that I ever did any sort of real conscious purpose work, and I became aware of my purpose, it was a very vague purpose. It was that I was to shine the light. And I couldn't understand how that fit in with being a lawyer at all.
Right,
I was like, what? What am I supposed to do with that? I'm a lawyer.
Right.
And I'm supposed to shine the light. So it was a little bit frustrating at first when I first began to discover this idea of purpose. But I just kept with it. I kept at it. I kept saying, okay, show me the way. Show me the way. Because I don't know. I have no idea what that means to shine the light. And it's interesting. It really wasn't until 6 years later, in fact, just recently, that I got it, that I completely understood how everything that I've ever done has fit together into everything that I've become today, and that the reason for that is I've continued to follow the internal call of purpose. The internal call, even when sometimes it didn't seem to make any sense.